New Zealand, the place where people come for 6 months for a holiday and their family sees them in 20 years. I've been here for just over 2 weeks now. Here are the highlights of the best bits. On this trip to New Zealand, I went on a road trip from the North Island to the South Island. I got stuck into local culture, ate traditional food that was cooked for me, or some of it I even cooked myself. I visited in winter, but it felt like the early part of the British summer. I could wear shorts and I had to wear sun cream, but my favourite part was that the country was so easy to travel around. We're kicking things off in Auckland, and the city is only a 20-minute drive from the airport. We've arrived in New Zealand, and the first place we're going is to get a pie. New Zealand are famous for their pies, and we've gone straight to a place called Blue Rose Cafe. Now, Blue Rose Cafe is famous for its award-winning pies in Auckland. The deco is pretty dated, but that just adds to the experience. They do amazing hearty pastries too, but today it's all about the pies.
Honey pie has got stuffing, gravy, pumpkin, sweet potato, and
And for those that don't know, hangi is a traditional Maori method of cooking where you cook meat and vegetables underground on heated rocks, then you almost bury them, and then you slow cook the meat and the vegetables, and then they come out really, really moist, succulent, because they've just been cooked low and slow for a long period of time. Amazing, thank you so much.
Did you get your coffee?
Yeah, I got the coffee. I went into the backyard, which is quite an experience in itself. You feel like you've been invited into their family home. Okay. Go for it. Oh my god. Okay, so I knew this was going to taste amazing, but the pastry is so soft, it's buttery, and you just get an explosion of flavour from all that meat. The meat is, it literally just disintegrates in your mouth. You can just tell that like they've slow cooked it for so long. You've got the caramelization of all the vegetables. We then went to the All Blacks experience where I got my own player's shirt with Eating with Todd on the back. It's amazing to see how rugby can unite New Zealand as a country, and you even get to face the haka. Amazing just to see how rugby brings together a nation. There's only just over 5 million people in New Zealand, so it's just incredible to see the passion, the sense of community that the sport does for such an amazing country. Travelling around New Zealand is super easy. I travelled from Auckland to Rotorua by car in under 2 hours. Rotorua is the hub of Māori culture in New Zealand, and as soon as I arrived I was met with this fantastic sunrise. You can just see where there's geothermal activity, where you've got the hot springs that come up off the ground. You just have these like pools of smoke everywhere you look. It's just really such an incredible place. Just look at that, wow. Oh my God. Just arrived at Hell's Gate, which is a geothermal spa. They've got a mud bath, and then they've got like pools that you can just go and jump in. Geothermal effectively means that it's like self-heated, so it's heated from all the springs. When I first got here, I did have to check my knickers, thinking those 4 pies from Auckland have come up, but they haven't. I haven't soiled myself. It's all good. It's just the sulfuric acid in the air. The one thing that I would say is really good about this is that you actually just get a bucket of mud, like this, and the actual water itself, even though it's muddy, will wash yourself off. But don't get it in your eyes. The one thing they say is don't dunk your head. I dunked my head and then had to get out. Next up, we're in Rotorua to climb Mount Tarawera. Yeah, I'm already out of breath. As you can see, it's getting pretty steep. And I'm obviously at the back. My God. It's going to put some blood into those quads, isn't it? Whew. What's your favourite thing about New Zealand?
About New Zealand? Culture.
Culture?
Yeah.
What? How? Why?
More specifically, Rotorua, where I was born and raised.
Yeah.
You get fully immersed into the culture, and you just grow up with it.
So now we're headed into the 3-point climb, which is seriously steep. I generally feel like I'm looking at a postcard. I look behind the camera. I don't think I've seen anything like it in my life. Incredible. However, what goes up must go down. There were people sliding on their bums. However, my confidence was sky high for some reason. We proceeded to jump down the mountain.
Yeah!
Next up, we headed to Puia, which is a geothermal park where we cooked an egg in a geothermal pool. What's it called, sorry?
Marlborough Tours, or the eye of the lizard. Yeah, again, tuatara being the native lizard to New Zealand.
Wow.
Narara meaning the eye, so that looks like the eye of the lizard.
Cool.
And that's constantly boiling. We might just let this cool actually, because this is going to be...
Because of the shell, the egg doesn't taste too different, but these guys cook chicken, vegetables, everything in these things. And that gives it a really nice salty taste. I then got a plane from Rotorua to Christchurch, which was so easy, there was no security, and it only took an hour and a half. Then I drove up New Zealand's east coast and saw some absolutely incredible views along the way. This was literally one of the most beautiful drives of my life. Then we stopped at Hapuku Kitchen for an incredible cooking class. Chef, tell us what you'll be cooking today.
Well, today we've got some iconic Kaikōura ingredients for you. We're going to make the ultimate Kaikōura burger.
The burger we'll be cooking today is a pork and power burger. This is a local delicacy here in New Zealand and it will be paired with a crayfish. Kaikōura literally translates in English to eat crayfish. What's your favourite thing about New Zealand?
Favourite thing about New Zealand? Oh, I just think I love the quality of the produce is pretty amazing here, of course, because everything's sourced pretty much close to your door.
Yeah.
You know, even the furthest away thing is only from up the road, really.
Come on, Chef, I'm finished.
Just try it, sure. Sorry.
To make the butter, we added fresh chilli, diced onion, lemon zest, and lots of salt and pepper. The crayfish is then smothered in that garlic butter, and then we pop it in the oven until it's cooked through. My mum will be telling me off right now. Cheers, Mum. And now it's time to build. The seaweed brioche bun is hit with a garlic butter, a smoked pepper mayo, and then on goes the power and pork patty, loads of fresh salad and herbs from the garden.
Healthy.
Then, of course, that garlic and butter crayfish.
Mush, 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 mush.
Voila. Thank you.
Oh, so welcome. Oh, let's go eat.
Yeah, definitely.
Messy. I have to go bun action. Oh, I suppose I could have that, couldn't I? And, yeah.
You sure you want some cray?
I'm all good, thank you.
Oh dear. Have we got any tissues?
You're right here. Sorry. Just looked up.
Phenomenal, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Today we're heading out on a charter to catch our own fish, and then we're going to bring it back to a fish and chip shop to eat it. Let's go! Oh God. Did you say this isn't very bumpy?
Yeah, that's quite shallow through here. So the swell will push up a wee bit.
See, there's so many birds around the boat watching us like hawks. And if you catch something, you've got to be so quick because they'll just snap it up.
What do you got there? Barracuda. There you go, you grab that.
No. Today's not meant to be the day. Finally caught one.
Two, not one.
And what are they?
They're sea perch.
Sea perch.
So yeah, really good eating. I'll fill them up for you for lunch. We're just about sorted.
Perfect. We then checked the baskets and we managed to find some crayfish too.
Really got the lid? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Did you have a good trip?
Yeah, it was amazing, thank
Did you enjoy?
Yeah, really, really good. Awesome, thank you ever so much.
Lunch Kaikōura style.
Thank you so much, I really appreciate your time.
No problem at all.
Thanks, mate.
Enjoy your lunch.
Oh, I will.
Look at that. Crayfish. Half a dozen fillets. Woohoo!
We then headed to Cooper's Catch, which is a local fish and chip shop where I met Jason, who's going to cook us our fish and chips.
Yeah!
The crayfish is steamed in garlic butter. Honestly, if only you could smell through the camera right now, it smells insane. The fish is then battered and fried off in beef dripping fat. Oh my god. I've never seen a seafood platter quite like this in my life. I'm so excited to eat it.
Yeah!
Cool. You have to get the sleeves up for this one.
Whoa. This is pretty amazing.
This actually tastes so good.
Yeah.
I've never
I
had
wouldn't
fish
even
like
pick
this
that for
ever
fish.
before. Ever.
Well, years ago, we used to just grab
The fish was amazing, but the way that they cook the crayfish and then you dunk it in that garlic butter, honestly, that bite was absolutely insane. And then we finished off the trip by heading north, a 2-hour trip to Marlborough, which is otherwise known as the region of wine. So we're here on the Marlborough Wine Tour. And what you do is you get an electric bike and you go from winery to winery. So yeah, looking forward to this. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's 12 o'clock back home, so happy days.
Marlborough wine region's 32,000 hectares. This is the biggest wine region in New Zealand. It counts for over 80% of New Zealand wine. My mates in the North Island think, well, what about Hawke's Bay and Central Otago and what of all these other regions?
Yeah.
But no, Marlborough, the Aotearoa and the Wairau valleys, where bulk of our wine come from, and of that, about 85% is exported.
Wow. So the first winery we went to was a place called Nautilus, and now we've just arrived at Forest. And the way that it works is that they'll talk you through 5, 6, 7 glasses of wine, and that'll be paired with food, and then you can challenge your taste buds to see which ones you prefer. But I've got to say, they all tasted pretty good to me. Taken one winery to lose my phone.
I'm sure you've probably got a few more wineries to go.
Hey, we've got it.
That couple, they found it on the track just
No way. Thank you so much. What an amazing end to such a wonderful trip. This really has been a trip of a lifetime. From eating some incredible food, experiencing New Zealand's strong bond of community, getting involved with Maori traditions, and seeing one of the most beautiful landscapes I will ever see in my life. And visiting in winter just meant that I could go that extra mile with all activities. If you can't take a day to come out, enjoy.